Well, it's Easter Sunday, and 10 o'clock in the morning we are back on trail, leaving out from 19E. We've got about an 8.5 mile day, and we're going to see some waterfalls today. The weather at the moment is not optimal. It's misty and kind of cold, but it's supposed to get up to the mid 50s if we keep on walking. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And we'll check in with you here in a little bit. We had a good weekend at the station at 19E. Lots of folks there. Full house both nights. And it was kind of cool because we met new people, but also reconnected with a bunch of old friends as well. So it's kind of a neat place to be. We're going to go on up the trail and see what there is to be seen today. Walking onto a really fast-moving stream. We've had rain off and on all weekend. It was really bad on Friday, so this thing is roaring. But folks have built us a bridge, and we thank you for that. To the Tennessee Mountaineers Club, I think is the name of the place. But wow, that's gorgeous the way the water is washing over that big flat rock right there. Look where it's coming from. You know I can't pass up a mountain stream. This is absolutely awesome. And we're going to have waterfalls today. That's going to be really cool. We, if I'm not mistaken, are going to pass two different waterfalls, and we're going to be staying really near one of them. So that's going to be really nice. So we're going to get on up the trail and catch our buddies and have a great day walking. We've got to get moving so we can warm up our fingers. Fingers are a little bit numbish right now, but it is supposed to be better weather later on in the day. All right, we just came up through this field right here. Oh, there's Respect. He is catching up to us. Buddy that we met down at Standing Bear and reconnected with in the past few days. He's coming along behind. We got some nice stuff growing right here. And we are still moving up the trail waiting for our first waterfall. I don't remember now how far out it was, but I know it'll be flowing with all the rain we've had this weekend. All right, third time's the charm. I've taken my camera out 3 times and started a video. Apparently I didn't hit the button.
And on the third day he rose.
Indeed, and on the third day he rose. And that's what we are today. We're Easter Sunday today, celebrating Christ's resurrection and all the beauty that God has provided us with. The trees are blooming. Our weather is not optimal today, but it's not pouring down. Yep, it's not raining. 2 days ago, it was pouring down rain. And we were blessed to have a friend who called in and got us all a shuttle into the station at 19E by way of Mountain Harbor. They're the ones that provided the shuttle, but they didn't have room for us to stay. So we called up to the station, which is a place that I wanted to go anyway. A friend of mine had told me about it, Billy. He's going to be on trail here soon. I think he's leaving today or tomorrow, picking up his hike where he left it off last year. So it stops a lot. But anyway, he recommended that we most definitely needed to go there, and he was absolutely right. So if you ever get to near Roan Mountain, Tennessee, the station at 19E, great place to be. We're looking at something on the ground here. What are we seeing?
Shoe track that looks like a bear.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, somebody's got that's ultras have that foot pattern. We got wild roses over here beside of us too, but they're not blooming yet. I know they will eventually. But the rain has held off on us today. It's kind of a misty, moist day, but we're not worried about being wet. It is still supposed to burn off and be a little bit better day in the afternoon, but it's going to have to hurry and see what happens. We're at a place where I could get out the guidebook. I'd look that up if there's anything in there about it. There's some sort of an old house or foundation of something. Looks like some sort of an outbuilding. And there's a big giant poison oak vine right there beside the white blaze. We're still wandering up the trail, and we're doing great today. We are moving as a group. Gavin has led us for a ways. He caught up with Snow Cream, who actually was in the way lead, but Gavin led us to catching up. We got this little stream right here. I bet it's usually not running this hard. It's the rain that we've had. And we've done our share of walking in mud today, but sometimes that's the way that it is. And it's all good. Our shoes will dry eventually. Gavin's worried about his, but his shoes are very lightweight shoes. So they'll dry out pretty quickly when we ever get a warm day, and I think that's gonna be tomorrow. Well, the trail just spit us out on this little bald. And I guess this would be a good day for us to be gambling because we had a 20% chance of rain, and we've got a little shower now, so we're hitting the low odds, but it's all good. I think this is, I'm hoping this is the end of a little bit of a climb for a little bit, and we'll just meander for a while. We'll see what happens. Wish we had these views, but we'll get them down the road. We'll have other days that we have good views, and it'll all be good. So we're coming down the hill, and there's a cemetery right there.
Oh, we missed the trail.
Oh, did we?
Look right here.
Yep. Well, that's why we were busting our tails. Who's that? Is that Respect up there? Apparently we came down the wrong trail. Maybe it was an old trail or something. Oh, that's Gavin up there.
We back over here.
Yeah, we missed a little bit of a section, but that's all right. There's a cemetery. I think we called it Isaac Cemetery is what he said, and I'll double check that before I post the video. I knew that was coming up, but honestly, I forgot to review our path this morning. But I'll take just a minute and pause back here and let Hawkeye catch up. He's the one who got on the right trail. I don't know whether he's back there with Respect or not. Respect is a friend that we made in Standing Bear weeks and weeks ago, and he and his hiking partners have caught back up to us, and his partners stayed with us last night. He went up to the left. It goes to the left. He went up to Mountain Harbors, but give this thing a look here. Yep, we'll do it. Yeah, so this is the trail's going to be going, stop right there. The trail's going to be going down along past it right there. But we're going to take a few minutes. Yeah, Isaac Cemetery. I don't know whether this is a family cemetery or what that is. It'd be kind of interesting to go, have a look around. They've got the gate tied shut, probably to keep hikers out of in here. But now there's a fresh grave over there, so it's still an active cemetery. Kind of an interesting place. I knew this was coming up. I had forgotten it was going to be today. I looked at it last night. Very peaceful. I've always thought it was interesting to look in graveyards, and you wonder about the stories of the people who've lived and who've passed and are resting here. That's one of the things that I remember when we were doing Cub Scouts at Mount Bethel, that we would, or Mount Pisgah rather, Mount Bethel. Anyway, we would go by and just kind of wander through the graveyard. There were lots of veterans there, so there were lots of flags and some military headstones and such as that. And these are some of the older markers over here on this side. But that's kind of neat. These are kind of hand-done, I think they're hand-done footstones. Oh, that one just says unknown. And that one says unknown. So there's a grave mark here, but it's an unknown mark. But I've always just thought it was really fascinating. Evan's back. He's wandering up the trail, leading us, and doing a fantastic job of it. For the moment, we finished climbing and we've come down some pretty steep descents, which would normally be not a real big deal, but the fact that it's been raining all weekend, we've got a good bit of mud and it's slippery and a bit treacherous in some places. You can see maybe some of the footprints down here in the mud where people have stepped and slid a ways. So we have to be careful, and that's one of the advantages of having our trekking poles is the 4-wheel drive system. Here's a little swampy area that we're going to cross over by a bridge that somebody put in our way. And we appreciate those somebodies, whomever they are. It's always nice to not have to plow through. One of the things that I am not looking forward to is when we get up into the north, into I think Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, maybe just Maine, I don't know. We're going to have to ford some rivers. And I'm not looking forward to that because I don't know much about that area, but I'm guessing that even in August or late July, whenever we get there, the water is going to be cold as can be. But we'll toughen up and we'll get it done. Pretty area here, lots of running cedar on the ground in this little forest. There's some. That stuff's kind of pretty. I've been really impressed at how hard Gavin has been hiking. He's doing a super fantastic job. I was talking to some hikers last night at the hostel. That's one of the things I really enjoy about holing up like that is there's a lot of folks doing the same thing we are in the same place, and we can share common stories. But you know, they all were impressed by the fact that he's here with us and have accepted him just like a man and treat him just like one of the crowd. And that's pretty awesome that he has been accepted and talked about and bragged on and such as that. Alrighty, we are at a road crossing. There's the white blaze down there. And this is the mud I was talking about. To be careful here. Gavin didn't slip. Let's see if I can be as lucky. There's a rock. But, you know, almost to the person, folks have bragged on how well Gavin's done, especially some folks like Drop Bear and Hippie and Respect that have known him for a month or so now. And, you know, they've just talked about how much he has matured and changed in just the last month or so. And that's what I've seen too. And that's pretty awesome. It makes me proud of him. Continuing to move up the trail and closing in on, I think the name is Jonas Waterfall. We just passed a couple of guys that we've bumped into for the last several days. They are slack packing their way into Damascus. By that, they're staying in a hostel at night, and then they're getting a ride up the trail and coming back to the hostel with just water and filters and, you know, rain gear, just a minimal amount of stuff. They're not carrying tents or sleeping bags or big food bags or anything. So they're carrying very minimal weight. And I remember them saying the other day that they thought they had figured out a way to slack pack about the next 70 miles into Damascus. But they were telling us about the waterfall coming up here. I just got my phone out to check and see where and how far, because it's off trail just a little bit, but it's also something that I know we're not supposed to miss. So anyway, we'll give it a look here in a second, see where it is, and show it to you when we get there. Well, it's kind of an interesting thing. I was thinking about this a few minutes ago. Of course, I just started this as we're going uphill. We've been indoors the last 2 nights. We stayed at the station at 19E, and that's a place, if you're ever hiking, you need to come through there. It's a good place to stay, good folks, very friendly, not too expensive. But yeah, we had a good time there. But by the same token, it's kind of neat being back out in the woods today. And I continue to be impressed at how much stronger both of us, all of us in our group, are getting at hiking. You know, we're actually, Gavin's in the lead right now, and we have separated from our group a good bit. He's doing a really good pace. I'm kind of coming along just like it's what I'm supposed to be doing. Not too winded. Just kind of moving right along. And kind of looking forward to being in my tent tonight. Probably. I don't think that. What's that? No. Gavin was asking if there was a privy at the shelter, and there's not. But we'll be all right. But it's not a large shelter, and I had the feeling that Wednesday and Barefoot will be there, because this is about what their daily mileage is. I'll probably elect to tent and snuggle into my sleeping bag and just get good and warm and sleep better than I have the last 2 nights. At least I hope we do, because last night I didn't sleep well at all. So anyway, I'm feeling very at home right now, and it's kind of a peaceful feeling. You there. Alrighty, and I need me there, but that's okay. I'll just sit here and video because I'm talking in my headset. So you know what that right there means. That's a 4 and a 0 and a 0. And there's my son, with whom I am proud. He has done 400 miles on the Appalachian Trail, and we've done it together, and it's been pretty doggone awesome. And he's not even 14 yet. We should have hit this tomorrow, so you could have done 400 miles on your 14th birthday. But this is pretty cool. Sorry. We are taking a Blue Blaze, going out to Jones Falls. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm not even going to stop for that mountain stream because I know we're going to a waterfall. And that was a nice mountain stream. So we'll see what we see up here. It's not supposed to be but a few hundred feet, I think, maybe a 1/10 of a mile or thereabouts. So I am excited. I'm sure that once I get here, I will recognize having seen this in lots of other videos before. I guess once 1 or 2 folks do some AT videos, you see kind of the same things. But the interesting thing is you get to hear each person's perspective on what they're seeing. So that's kind of a good thing. I'm beginning to hear some water rushing. Thankfully, we're not really going up or downhill one way or the other, so it's not going to be a hard trip back either. We've already come 5.3 this morning, so we're well over halfway to where we're going. And we've got a waterfall tonight too, right at the shelter. And we've got a mud hole right here.
A waterfall at the shelter.
Yep. Well, that wasn't too deep. There's a good view of Gavin's pack. Oh, I think we have arrived. I believe that's a waterfall. Oh. We may have to just put packs down at that other place. Okay, according to the sign right there, waterfalls are dangerous. And I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that. I am not going to get out there on that, but I am going to walk a little closer to it and shoot some video up the hill here. Wow. Yep. That's a view you don't get from your recliner. Wow, how about that? That was definitely worth the 100 feet or 2 of a side trail out to see this. That is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the water splashing and coming down this rock wall right here. And let's see where it goes from here. Can't see much downstream. Kind of goes there and turns really hard. Ooh, that was fast. But Yeah, I'm going to respect the fact that the sign there says waterfalls are dangerous and stay out of that. Plus, I bet that water's really, really, really cold, and I don't need that. So, all right, here's the sign if you don't believe me. Waterfalls are dangerous. Yes, this was definitely worth a little bit of a side trail. There's Angel over there. She's getting her food bag out or just sending a note. I don't know where Hawkeye went. Maybe he went on back and went up the trail. He may be climbing to the top. I don't know. Don't know whether I want to do that or not, but I think the better view is from down here. And step back across here and see what's what. We were thinking about eating, but I'm not sure there's a place that we can do that very easily. Okay, I'm on my way back from Jones Falls now, and I am going to stop and take a picture of this waterfall here, this little stream right here. The pathway across it is just like walking on water almost, the way they got the rocks laid. Those couple right out here in the middle, right there. You just kind of walk right across those and the bottoms of your shoes get wet, but nothing else. So they've looked after us here, and this is actually a sight to behold. And there comes the rest of our crowd coming on the way out, except for Gavin. He already went back out and stopping to take a break to eat. We've kind of climbed down a little bit into another rhododendron thicket. You can maybe hear in the background, I guess it's the spill from the falls. We've gone a little ways yet, maybe a different stream, but there's definitely a good mountain stream running down through there. And wow, the temperature has dropped just a skosh since we left the falls. Maybe 10 degrees. It's cold. It's still above freezing, but it's a good bit cooler now than it was. We're enjoying our day of walking in the woods immensely. Of how much rain we've had to see how well this stream here, or creek, is moving, river, whatever it is. I think it's up on its banks a little bit too. This is kind of where the trail just put us out. And I guess we'll walk along beside of it for a little ways and then we won't. I don't think we have to cross it. Maybe we do. I'm not swimming across though, because it's cold. And now this, I don't know if you can tell it from where you're looking, but you can see all this grass right here laid over. That's how high the river was a day or so ago when it was raining. So that's why we came out of Over Mountain Shelter and got a shuttle. Man, that's a lot of water right there. So it has subsided substantially, but it's still running pretty hard. You can see that it was well out of its banks. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Well, there's two things that make hiking the Appalachian Trail pretty interesting for me right now. One is a little pebble or a piece of dirt or sand or something that is rattling around in my left shoe. And if I were willing to stop, it wouldn't take long to just empty that shoe or dump out that sock or whatever. But I'm ready to just move on down the trail. Plus the fact that it's moving around, I hope means it's not going to settle in one place and get me a blister on the bottom of my shoe. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, I weighed myself this weekend. I'm down to like 201 point something, which is not quite 38 pounds down from the start of the trail. A good bit of weight loss, which consequently means my pants look like a crowd of people moved out of the back of them. And the waistband of my pants, where I've got my belt cinched down, is folding over, and the hip belt of my pack is riding on top of one of those folds. Things that you don't think about in normal everyday life, but they can be somewhat of an aggravation at times on the trail. But we're less than 70 miles, I think, from Damascus. We're going to be there by the weekend. Maybe it's a little more, a little less, but we're going to be there Friday, I think. So I will most definitely go to Mount Rogers Outfitters and spend a little time perusing their, yep, I've got the camera facing the wrong way. We had an AT carved in the end of a cut down, blow down. I want to spend some time perusing their selection of pants. And I don't even know what waistband size to start at. Maybe 32? I don't know, these were 36s. They were kind of tight when I started. Probably was a 38 when I started. So that'll be an experience. We'll see how things go. I remember telling the guy, I can't remember his name, at Mount Rogers Outfitters, talked to him last summer when we had the Cub Scouts up there. Told him it's been nice spending some time in the town. Next time I come, I'm going to be coming on foot. And it looks like we're going to make that trip. So I'm pretty happy about that. I think we have long since passed the distance where people are going to give up and get off. You know, about the only thing now that would cause us an issue is an injury, I think. Because I think we've already proved that we have the stamina and the drive and the willpower, the mental and the physical, to stay on the trail and get our way to Maine. So, barring injury, I think we are set up pretty well for success, and I'm pretty happy about that. Gavin's hiking like a wild man. He's been leading us all day long and has been going as faster than we wanted to go. And I'm pleased with that. We're all having fun. We're laughing at each other and with each other, mostly at each other. And that's fun too, because I like to laugh. It's got the 1 mile warning from Gavin. Ooh, American holly. Haven't seen many of those out here. Anyway, 1 mile warning to the shelter. We're continuing our hike, and it's been a great day. It doesn't feel at all like we've hiked almost 9 miles. I mean, we're just flying right on the trail, like it's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's pretty impressive to feel like. To have gotten a fairly late start at 10 o'clock because we left behind some trail magic and still be finishing up by 3. We do have some longer days this week, but we also have some easier terrain to cover this week, so it'll be interesting to see what we can do when we really wind it out and have a prolonged trip on some flat stuff, because that's what we've got coming up. Yeah, that's what they said. The shelter that we're staying at is next to a waterfall, and I am starting to hear running water. So I think we're getting kind of close. I don't know whether to leave this on and walk to it or, oh, there's the waterfall. Nice. Nice. Gavin says we're 0.1 from the shelter. So we'll keep on going, but had the feeling we'll come back out to explore this if we're that close. Alrighty, we're crossing over down here at this waterfall. Gavin's across. Angel's on her way. And there's our waterfall. Bullfrog's right behind. We're plotting our courses here to get over and cross. So it may be that our shelter's up at the top of this hill. We're not real sure. We did see one Blue Blaze trail that said not the shelter. So, alrighty. There's our waterfall. And I am going to put the camera down so I don't slip and fall. Well, this is our final approach to the shelter. Let's see what we got here. Whether we've got room for us to stay or not. We're going to stay here. We'll have to tent if we don't have room, but we'll see how things go. Sounds like there's a crowd here. We'll play it by ear. Mountaineer Falls Shelter. That's where we are. Well, this is the trail family sitting around the campfire. We've gotten to our shelter, what, about 3 o'clock or so? think it was.
I think it was earlier than that.
Yeah, it was a little before 3. And set about building a fire and eating and hanging our food up and getting situated for the evening. And we are relaxed. We've got a little bit of a fire going here. And we're going to relax here for a little while and then get into bed early and get up and have a good day tomorrow.